Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be here today. I am getting ready to share with you a live walkthrough of a government contract. So, for all of you that are new here, my name is Deborah Smith. I am the owner of Dee Dee Logistics, LLC. In 16 months, I went from no contract wins, no dollar value, to $300,000 in government contracting wins. And a lot of you are new here. If you're not, make sure you're subscribing to help the channel grow. And today we're going to talk about getting through a government contract, what I look for. And we're also going to use our buddy, ChatGPT, because I feel like a lot of you are using chat wrong. You have to understand ChatGPT has no capacity. You can filter and ask it as many questions as you like, and it will not get burnt out. AI will never get burnt out. And I will show you what I mean when we go through this contract together. The questions that I prompt, the questions that I ask it, the experience that we talk about with it, the way that we make it think. Watch how helpful using AI, taking this bid and uploading it into chat and asking the right questions will literally turn a contract, reading it, into a 1 hour project. A contract that could take 1 to 3 days to read. Right? So picture this. You pick a contract, there's 55 pages, you're 2 days in, and you're on page 25. You are just now realizing that you don't even want to bid on that contract, and you also don't have the qualifications to make it work. ChatGPT is going to cut that time in half completely. It's not going to take 2, 3, 4 days to read a contract anymore. All right, so I'm going to pick a contract, upload it into chat, ask it the right questions, and we're going to look at what we need to look at to win a contract, or to say, you know what, this isn't the one for us, let's walk away. All right, but think in your mind here, chat has the max capacity. You cannot burn it out. You can ask it as many questions as you want for $20 a month, right? But even if you're limited and you only have the 9 to 10 option where you can only prompt it 9 to 10 times, prompt it as much as you can in one sector. Okay, so that's good advice. And the contract that I'm going to find today is through Bonfire, but it is no longer called Bonfire. It is now called Una. All right, so I will show you. I'm going to show you actually where I'm going to pull the contract up from. And let me make sure I got my questions here, because we're going to prompt it to just literally think for us when it comes to this contract. We're not going to go through all of these pages. We're not going to do any of that. So first, let me share my screen with you. All right, I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to go through this completely together. All right, if you have any questions, you let me know. You throw them in the chat. If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. But here's where I'm going to pull the contract from. All right, it is a portal called Bonfire. It is no longer called Bonfire. It is now called Una, UNA. All right, if you can see that in the top left, supplier network. Now, I have my own network. I have tabs up here, dashboard, opportunities. And if you're looking to get registered in Una, also known as Bonfire, go back a couple videos and watch my video on how to register in Bonfire. So for me, these are all the agencies that I am connected with that I have signed up for in the Bonfire portal. Now, a lot of agencies use Bonfire, okay? But all of my statuses are not complete, and some are, some aren't. But the one that I want to pull is from the city of Dallas. So what I'll do is check the box, and because my status is complete with the city of Dallas, I have the ability to be able to bid on the open contracts that they have in the portal. And they started a new dashboard as well. That's what this is right here. It's actually a dashboard that shows how many times you have bidded, how many times you've been, your work that's in progress, invitations submitted. So I really enjoy that they actually made a dashboard. That's really cool because Bonfire didn't do that. This is a updated perk with Una Supplier Network. So then you come over to my network, and that's where all of your agencies are going to be. So we'll go to Dallas. Big shout out to all my Texas people. And I'm going to stay away from the bids that, let's look here, status, project, close date, days left in the action. Okay. I'm going to stay away from any of the ones that say number one because those only have 1 day left. I have no time to bid on those contracts, right? I'm not going to put myself in a position where I have to put a proposal together in 1 day. That is not realistic for me or for you. You can pull it off in 1 day. Hey, it is what it is, but I wouldn't look that way. So anything that says one, even four, my standard is if something is not past 14 days out, I won't bid on it. I need time to connect with my subcontractor. I need time for the contracting officer to answer questions. I need time to be able to put the proposal together. And I'm not going to be able to do it in under 14 days. That is my standard operating procedure. Your company, your lifestyle might be completely different. That is just how I operate. I find myself when I pick up bids that are 7 to 10 days, it's not enough time. 4 to 5 has never been enough time. So anything that is 14 days or over is very realistic, right, for me. So now we're coming into the green boxes here where you're seeing 888. Those are indicating that there's 8 days left for you to bid before the deadline hits. November 21st, this is due, 21st, 21st. So on and so forth. Now we're getting into the good ones, right? 20 days left, 22, 22. These are all contracts that you can really bid on, and they're realistic because you have time to be able to bid on this work. So anything that's indicated in the green box is what I'm going to look for. So let's just pull one. We're going to hit view opportunity. This is for painting services for Dallas, Texas. And let's see, we're going to take this PDF and we're going to plug it right into chat. We're going to extract every single requirement. I mean, we're going to summarize the scope. There's just so much that chat is going to help us do that we do not have to do. All right, so it's for painting services. Looks like it's an RFP, request for bid, and they do this thing where they give you a calendar. I really like that. So this is when it opened. It came out, looks like October 30th, and the deadline is the 5th of December, it looks like. Yeah, 5th of December is the deadline, and it came out October 30th at 4:30. So I like that they do that with the calendar. And it tells you here too, some portals are different. This one is indicating open date. What they mean by that is the date that they're going to take the envelope, rip it open, and look at the bid. Other agencies or portals will reference it as deadline. Una is referencing it as open date, which means deadline, the day that they're going to open it. Questions due. This is another reason why you need time. Questions are due tomorrow by 12, and then the close date. So open and close date are always different. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. In this situation, open date was the day it came out. Close date is your deadline. My apologies, because some platforms use open date as the deadline. So you have some headlines here. It looks like important events that need to take place. Posting date for the opportunity. There's a deadline for the questions, deadline for submissions, and there was a pre-bid meeting on this. Looks like it was via Teams. It's also going to share some commodity codes with you. If you're a painting company, this is a great contract for you. It is open and active with the city of Dallas on the UNA platform. So get into Bonfire, right? Pause this as many times as you need to be able to sign up for Bonfire in UNA and be able to get in there and be able to bid on this. So here are all the documents. You have, now please be aware, you can bid on this if you don't own a painting company. What you would do is collaborate with people who do own a painting company, and you would get prices for them. You would hop on the line and say, hey, how much would you charge me to do this amount of work? And then you would add a margin. That is called the middleman strategy. If you own a painting company and you're in the city of Dallas area, you are bidding as a prime. Okay, the prime owns a painting company. The middleman hires a painting company. Simply put, that's as simple as I can give it to you. So, a couple things here: specifications, standard forms, workforce form, and some insurance requirements are involved. So I'm just going to go specifications because there's a lot of good information there. But other things that they put, they tell you what is required. I have read and agree with the general terms and conditions. All of this is required in the contract. So if you keep scrolling down, you'll get a lot of information. So let's take a look here. I'm actually going to pull up the specifications, also known as the scope of work, to see what we really have here. So looks like it's going to be 36 documents. Now, think about how long that could potentially take to read, right? Let's just scroll through, okay? All of this information, how long do you think it would take you to read all of this? All right. You're seeing something here as well that you're not always going to see. And I noticed this immediately. A copy of the bid security. This is an indication that you cannot bid on this contract unless you pay $100. We're not always going to see this. But in this situation, the city of Dallas wants to make sure that you are one of the contractors that are in a mind frame of serious inquiries only. They are at a point with this contract where they only want serious people, because if you're not serious and you're kind of just going to blow it off and take it as a joke, you're not going to pay the $100. I think that bid security really means serious inquiries only. That's what I get from it. So yeah, take a look at all of these documents. You're not going to be able to read through all of this in an hour like ChatGPT can, right? Inspection devices, material preparation, work preparation. And not only can it help you pull out all of the requirements and summarize, what it can do as well is help you write the proposal, because we're about to teach it how to, think. All right, so we'll make sure that we save that. And then we're going to come here. We're going to go right to chat. Now, I already have some questions that are uploaded, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more, because this is what I mean when I say chat has a way bigger capacity than you think. Okay, this is where you need to understand that ChatGPT can have a lot on its plate at one time, and then grab another plate and add more to that plate. It will never burn out. So if you're a person who you only have 9 to 10 prompts, think about this. In this section right here where you're prompting it, prompt it as much as you can. If you're a person that pays monthly, you don't have to worry about it. Right? You don't have to worry about prompting a lot at one time, because Who cares? It's unlimited. But if you don't want to pay for it and you only have 9 to 10 prompts, then do that. All right. So from what I have so far, we're going to talk about now. Let me just start up here. The first thing I'm going to say is think as a government contracting bidder who is an expert at winning government contracts. Right then and there, I'm telling you how to think. I'm telling you what mind frame to use. All right. It's not overwhelmed. Number one, it needs to break down the scope of work and tell me the biggest risk hidden in this contract because you need to know the risk. If you don't do risk mitigation on your contract, something will come up down the line and you will be upset with yourself or your teammates because you never looked at the risk of what can happen. If you identify the risk right away, then you will know how to overcome them if they do come up. But don't wait for them to come up because they will. There will be something. Weather might be a risk mitigation. I mean, you know, tariffs could be a risk mitigation. There's so many things that can happen. Equipment breaking down. You want to know that ahead of time. And then, so summarize all submission requirements and tell me which ones small businesses often forget. We're gonna get we're gonna get rid of this one, and we're gonna say, tell me where the profit is in this contract. That's what I want to know. Where can I make the most profit? And then 3 is based on the evaluation criteria. What would make my bid score the highest? That's a good question. Identify any areas where I can apply the middleman strategy without performing the work myself. Tell me what questions I should ask the contracting officer before bidding on this opportunity. Now, you have to understand with the middleman strategy, you're always going to have to do the work. You cannot fully sub out a government contract without overseeing the process. When you are the prime, you are project management, you are management, you handle KPIs, you oversee the project. There is never a way to bid on a government contract and not do any work. You need to be able to process invoices. You have to handle the entire back office, the whole thing, the whole thing. Okay. So don't ever think you're going to bid on a contract and not do any work because that's all fluff. All right. I'm also going to say, can you please build me a compliance list? This is a little sloppy, but you get my drift. Um, Tell me what the price based on the industry standard. This way I can have a stronger conversation when it comes time to talk to my sub. I'm also going to say list all the forms and attachments. Identify all hidden risks. Did we put summarize the scope? Just in case. All right, so this is a lot of information. So let's see what it comes up with based off of the contract. And you have to remember too, Chat knows my company. Chat knows my company, so it's going to call out, Dee Dee Logistics might be a good fit for this, and this, but not this, and this. It's because it knows my company. So first thing we're going to pull up is the scope of work. Right away, it tells us this is a 36-month IDIQ, right, which is indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract for painting and protective coating, prep work, repairs, surface treatments, graffiti, and removal stripping. We know right away our scope of work. This is what Dallas, Texas needs us to do. They need help with removing graffiti, stripping, interior, exterior painting, industrial coatings, all of these things they need help with. So then we're going to look at what it includes, right? This includes machinery, exterior metal, full prep. What's going on here is we know what we're up against, which is really, really good. And Chat's very helpful with that. They need up to 3 simultaneous response teams, strict response times, references, years of experience. So right here, this is not a basic home painting. It's industrial, municipal, structural, maintenance painting. You need to know that because when your pricing starts coming about, you need to know this is not a basic job. All right, so hidden risk. Now, this is based off of my company because Chat knows me. So heavy technical standards are involved. That's a risk for my company. Hazardous waste liability, another risk. OSHA is another risk. I'm not, that's going to be a thing for me, right? So the bidder qualification requirements, strict response times and communications. Some responses must be 3 days, others within 4 hours. You do not have the ability, this is a huge one right here, inability to charge extra later. This is a fixed price contract. You cannot go back and renegotiate anything in this contract. Whatever you price it at is what it will stay at regardless. All right, the city's not going to pay for extra travel, prep time, site visits, delays, equipment. Now you can add your site visit and your travel expenses into your bid, but after that, the one initial quote that you give, it will not be able to be changed. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's look here. If you don't price correctly up front, you eat the loss. Disposal protection and damage risk, multi-site scheduling risk, and strict work hours. This is all risk mitigation. These are things that you need to know. If you look over them and they creep up on you later, you are going to be upset. Will you learn and grow from the situation? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you're going to learn and grow the entire time in this journey. It is not get rich quick. You're going to take hits. You're going to get better. But I want to know the risk up front. And I didn't even start really looking at the risk of my contracts until about a year. 9 months in, 10 months in. I would come across problems and they would happen so much later in the process when I could have just caught them from the jump by using ChatGPT, right? Now I asked it, where's the profit? So it tells me unit-based pricing is your advantage. The IDIQ, meaning they will issue many small work orders across 3 years. That's good. So high volume and repeatable tasks, money maker, especially around Christmas. Happy holidays. Industrial surfaces, hazardous waste handling, high skill coding, linear footage, and square footage pricing. That's where I'm going to make the most profit on this contract as a middleman, a middle woman. So, industry standard pricing, this is just some guidance. So, you take this how you want to, honey. Okay, you take that information as data, use FPDS, use usaspending.gov. All right, so you take this how you want to. You don't have to use this pricing, but it is a good indication of what is going on in the industry of painting. So, compliance checklist. We need to know what is required with the bid. All right, away. Like I said, $100 security deposit. You cannot bid unless you pay the $100. You see what I'm saying? Like we need to know all of this up front, and we don't have 3 to 4 days to read a contract that's 36 pages long. All right, minimum, and this is perfect for people who don't like to read. Minimum 3 references showing required years of experience, local preference, living wage affidavit. So there's some copies here that need to be notarized. That can take a couple days. Statement of insurability, conflict of interest. There's a couple things here that are going to take time to get back. And then the vendor must have, before the award, all required insurance, OSHA needs to be correct, safety program, proper equipment, um, ability to respond to 3 calls at once. Chat will just help you along the line grow at a rapid pace. Okay, look at everything that it extracted from this contract. And I'm telling you, this is how I look at them now. I no longer take day by day by day by day to read them. I'm not going to do it anymore when I have a chat who can enhance the feature of a contract and pull out everything that I'm looking for. All right, so here are some questions to ask a contracting officer. Let me tell you something. Put a lot of stuff on ChatGPT's plate. It'll take less off of your plate. That's what it is for. Okay, it has the capacity to hold a lot at one time. Please understand that. It can pull anything you are looking for out of a contract and make your life a lot easier. It is only as good as the questions that you ask it. Okay, here are a couple questions you could ask the contracting officer. Which groups are historically high volume? Are specific buildings priority or high frequency? Will multiple contractors be used per group? Are site visits required before each work order? All valid questions. Can the city provide typical work order quantities? That's something good to know. So you have to know how much your team. And then every proposal is scored by either a graph or technical proposal. You're being graded on all your proposals. That's why when you ask for a debrief, contracting officer remembers exactly who you are because you were graded. Okay, so make your pricing aggressive. Not low enough to lose profit, but competitive. If you're struggling with pricing, no magic, just math pricing course is now 100% live. You have to click the link in the comments to be able to get better at your pricing. If you're not asking for debriefs as well, please ask for debriefs. Right? You need to figure out what it is that is making you lose government contracts. What is it so that you can get better? Are you missing paperwork? Is it your pricing? Right? Is it your wording? Is it your organization? Is it your company? Once you figure out what it is, you can go back and clean it up. It's okay to make a mess as long as you go back and clean it up. But I'm telling you, with each debrief that you request, you will get better and better and better. Okay? They are a hard pill to swallow. So what? You need to look at how your company can get better if you're going to start talking about scaling and moving up. Okay, so high scoring evaluation criteria. Make your pricing aggressive. Over deliver on qualifications. Detail your response times. Provide strong references. Show safety plus QA plans thoroughly. They value structure quality control. All right, now just remember, we prompted Chat to do all of this for us. All right, and I can go so much further into depth, right? But I'm trying to keep my videos shorter these days. But for me, this is how I would look at it. Now, with the middleman strategy, and you can bid as a prime as well, um, you can subcontract the painters, the cleaning crews, flooring teams, sheetrock repair, graffiti removal providers, hazardous waste, traffic stripping, protective coat specialists. I'm pretty sure there's multiple companies that do all of that in one, right? So now you need to see this. This is huge. You cannot subcontract, and this is very correct, right? When chat pulls this kind of information here, I can tell you from experience, this is correct. Here is what you can subcontract, and here's what you can't. As a prime, you should have the communication, quality control, compliance, safety, the task of the bid submissions, and required certifications. You cannot bypass that part of the contract. All right, you're never going to get a government contract and think that you're not going to do any work. If you think that, unthink it right now, okay? Because it's not going to happen. You always have to make sure that in your mind frame, you are understanding that there is work that is required of you. And if people are telling you you can win a contract without doing the work, it's not right. It is the wrong information. All right. So I love that it pulled that. I absolutely love that. All right. So it gave us really a lot of great information. So, and then it tells you if you want, I can also build you a full bid pricing spreadsheet, scopes per group, your YouTube talking points. I mean, chat knows me, right? Um, PDF list. This is for my actual live, but what was that? Eight different things that it prompted. Now you can go ahead and you can tell it, hey, look, um, create me a cover page, right? Create me a cover page for this contract. Help me start the proposal of this contract. There's so many different ways that you can go in chat and really just kill the game with the questions that you ask. Okay, it is all about what you're prompting ChatGPT to do for you. You have to remember that it. So many people are using it wrong because they're like scared to ask it certain questions, scared to prompt it certain ways. Like this thing has a brain of a billion people. AI has the brain of a billion people. So many people are not using it right. It is about how you control it, what you prompt. So this video is 32 minutes right now. We just figured out all of that information in 32 minutes. You see what I'm saying? Buy your time back. 32 minutes with ChatGPT. We went to Bonfire, found a contract, uploaded the contract to the chat, prompted all the right questions, and went over each one individually. And we are so educated on that proposal in 32 minutes. Use it to your advantage. Okay, it is only meant to enhance you and what you know. All right, so I want to leave you with a Bible verse tonight, and it is Psalms 121:7, which is, "The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life." And I have never felt that more in my life as I do right now in 2025. God is always working in my favor. He's also working in your favor. You just can't see what he's doing underneath, but he is doing amazing things. I also want to say too, which is really important to me, and I think it's really good for you to hear, is that what is meant for you will never, ever, ever miss you. If something has been taken out of your life or removed from your possession, it was not meant for you. That goes for people, that goes for places, and that goes for things. God is working on your behalf, and if it is not meant for you, that's just what it is. Okay? Don't take it personal. God is working underneath. You can't see what he's doing, but you just have to trust that it's for all the right reasons. All right? Whatever you are thinking that is good, you have got to start thinking bigger, way bigger. Multiply by 9, 10, 100, 1,000, a million, a trillion. Whatever you are thinking that is good, think bigger. Until next time, I will see you soon. Bye for now.